to Wembley Stadium for the 1988 Sherpa Van Trophy Final between Burnley and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, Burnley's path to Wembley started last September when they took on Tranmere Rovers at Preston Park in a preliminary group game, and they won that by 2-1. They followed that up with a 3-2 home victory over Rochdale. So that took Burnley into the knockout stages, finishing top of their group. They then played Chester City at home. This is at Turf Moor. Chester City will be very eager to get through to the final this year because they missed out by the narrowest of margins last season. They won through to the Northern Final where they met Manchester. And his two linesmen are Mr. S.D. Bell with the red trim and Mr. J.S. Cowley with the yellow trim. By Andy Farrell. Here's Comstead trying a shot, and that's the best effort that Burnley had in the game so far. Andy Farrell. Farrell chipping the ball in, or gone heading the ball down. Shot comes in from Taylor, that's a good effort. Andy Farrell. That's with Gardner. And now his fellow centre-back Steve Davis. That's another long ball forward. Graham Abel heading the ball. And he forced the ball Comstead in the sort of position that he likes. And he gets on Butler, there's a chance for the shot. And it took a deflection, I think, did it? Foul by Graham Abel on Joe Gorney. Free kick to Burnley. Britton takes it out wide to Ray Deakin. Deakin crossing the ball in for Steve Taylor. Fazaker's with him. Taylor, nice control on his chest. The ball falls for Brucock, who tried an instantaneous shot on the turn, and he wasn't too far over the crossbar. Farrell chipping the ball in, header off from Taylor. Steve Davis. Wide to O'Gorney, the angle's tight. O'Gorney chips the ball right across the face of goal, and just too far ahead of Ashley Hoskin. There's Brucock. Deakin wide on the left. Chips the ball forward for Steve Taylor. Taylor turns, gets the ball to Comstead. Comstead trying to work his way through and tries a shot on the near post. And Billy Stewart is forced to concede. Gardner, who plays the ball into space for Ashley Hoskin. Hoskin gets a crossover. Taylor! Davis. Been shuttered all the way by Barrow, but Burnley look to come forward with Ashley Hoskin. Hoskin plays the ball out wide for Andy Farrell. Farrell's got 3 to aim for in the middle, chips the ball over. Hoskin takes the ball down. Can he get his crossover? He can to the far post. O'Gorney! He got saved! Taylor! Taylor off the line! Britton. That's for George O'Gorney. Real chance for 1-0. O'Gorney has done it. Minutes of play gone, and Burnley get the breakthrough at last. Britton. That's for George O'Gorney. Real chance for 1-0. O'Gorney has done it. Taylor also up for Burnley. Brucock with a corner. And here comes from O'Gorney. And how did he miss that one? Then forward for this. Muddy takes it. Oh, with a free header. And it hits the post. Well, Paul Muddy floated the free kick. In your line, have Jeff exactly delivers his free kick. The ball is climbing. The ball's going to fall for Greenough. He gets a high one across goal. Headed by Abel. The Burnley defence managed to clear it, only as far as Woodthorpe. Woodthorpe tries a shot, and it's over the top. But it'll have to be a long kick by Stewart if Chester are to get something, but they don't. And Burnley edge themselves nearer to Wembley Stadium.
You're welcome to Gig Lane for this quarter-final of the Freight Rover Trophy, or the Sherpa Van Trophy as it's now called. between Bury and Burnley here at Gig Lane on what we said before is a bitter, cold, blustery night with driving hail and snow. And that's wide by Deakin. It out by Higgins. Not yet cleared. Pushed there by Farmer. Davis. And Burnley's first real threat on the Bury goal in the first. It's out by Higgins. Good attempt on goal. That wasn't a bad attempt by Comstiff. It's out by Gardner. It's offside, but Taylor's not. Go back to the challenge. And Burnley are going to get a penalty. Foul by Andy Hill on Steve Taylor. Burnley have a penalty. So 38 minutes on the watch. Burnley have a chance to go into the lead here at Gig Lane in this Sherpa Van Trophy. Paul Comstiff going to take the spot kick. Chance to put Burnley into the lead here. 38 minutes on the watch. And that's 1-0. So the team from the 4th Division take the lead here at Gig Lane. It's out by Gardner. It's offside, but Taylor's not. Go back to the challenge. And Burnley are going to get a penalty. And that's 1-0. Gardner's kick. Very nearly an own goal there by Andy Hill. Mistake there by Bishop. Here's a chance for Burnley to make it 2. And it is it. No, it's just hit the post actually and gone behind, but from where we were it looked as though it had gone in. Oh, the real let off for Bury. A shot by Hoskins, grazing the post. Oh, the real let off for Bury. The Freight Rover Trophy. And really, it's been a night of woe for Bury because they've never really...
Holden putting another cross in. Deakin heads only half clear to Gardner. Mistake by him. And it was Lee Richardson coming in on that occasion, catching Steve Gardner in possession. Gardner's gone down injured. But Burnley struggled to get the ball clear from the moment Davis could only scoop the cross from Rick Holden, half clear. Further attention. In fact, Sean McGraw looks like immediately coming on, and this is a bitter blow to Burnley's chances after only 12 minutes. Stoner. As Steve Gardner limps off at the other end. Header comes in, chance for Davis perhaps, and it's a good save. Another corner given. Davis takes his free kick upfield. Martin gets a foot onto the ball. Barr gives it away to O'Garney. Cross comes into the far post. Header from Comstiff, but it's just over. Paddy Roach certainly looking uncomfortable. Not much movement for Farrell. Played short for Britton. Out to Paul Comstiff. Comstiff goes for the near post. But Roach saves comfortably. And O'Garney go for it together. Loose ball falls for Grewcock. Another chance to take on Richardson. Grewcock holding the ball up. Still with Grewcock. Gets round one, gets round two, goes for the bar line. Referee says a goal kick. As Neil Grewcock goes over the head of Thornber, but only as far as Britton. Britton puts Grewcock under pressure, and Grewcock fouled rather heavily by Lee Richardson, and for that particular offence, Richardson will become the second player to go into the referee's notebook. Ashley Hoskin looks like being brought on. So that's a double blow to Burnley, losing Steve Gardner on 12 minutes, and now just before half time they lose Neil Grewcock. Grewcock being stretchered off, and so Burnley will be hoping that they certainly don't sustain any further injuries, or perhaps gets the ball to Britton. Out for Hoskin, first touch in the second half for him. Hoskin gets the ball in for Taylor. O'Garney, linesman's flag. Phillips. Davis drives the ball upfield. O'Garney gets the ball to Hoskin. He's got Brown in front of him. Still Hoskin in possession for Burnley. Roach saves with his legs. Ready for action. Ball comes off the head of Davis for Rick Holden. Still Holden in possession. Oh, good save by Chris Pearce. And Davis puts the ball out of touch, but McGrory plays the ball up for O'Garney. O'Garney gets past Dean Martin. Gets the ball into the penalty area. But Taylor just can't get onto it. O'Garney played across the penalty area. Britton at the far post, returns it. O'Garney gets a head up, only half cleared, and Halifax can now run the ball out of defence. Deakin plays it out for Britton, played in first time to Taylor. Headed clear only as far as Hoskin. Still Hoskin in possession, back for Comstiff, and it's just wide on the far post by Paul Comstiff. Britton himself takes a free kick to O'Garney. Just wide of goal with Davis, Hoskin and Comstiff with on Rick Holden. Holden short for Matthews. Shot comes in, carried away by Chris Pearce. Hoskin comes inside, McGrory going on the overlap. Cross comes in by him, but it's too strong. Headed to Britton. Still Britton in possession for Taylor. Taylor back again to Britton. Cross to the far post. Roach palms it, and it's cleared. Duffield helps it on. Ball breaks for Deakin. He's caught in possession by Duffield. Danger here for Burnley. Shot comes in, and it's saved at the second attempt by Chris Pearce. Garney out to Hoskin. Scott McGrory going on the overlap. Tries to play the ball in, but Brown clears the danger as far as Deakin. Deakin for Comstiff. Short ball to Hoskin. McGrory outside him. Chance for the cross. Taylor with the flick on. And it's put wide by George O'Garney. Pass with his hand. Hoskin takes a quick free kick to McGrory. McGrory inside for Hoskin. Hoskin playing the ball for Comstiff. And O'Garney substitutes. McPhillips to Allison. McPhillips continues his run. Allison short to Matthews. Shot comes in from him and it's well saved by Chris Pearce. Looks at the watch. Blows for full time. A hard-fought semi-final of the northern area for the Sherpa Van Trophy ends all square, 0-0 after extra time, and we now go into the penalty shootout. Well, it looks like Ray Deakins coming forward to take the first penalty for Burnley. So plenty of responsibility on the shoulders of the Burnley captain. Deakin just having a word with referee Applin. Puts the ball down on a freshly painted penalty spot. Referee just has words with Paddy Roach. We have a linesman on the goal line to make sure the keeper doesn't move as Deakin takes the first penalty. And he scores. Sends Paddy Roach the wrong way. So the Halifax Town captain Phil Brown comes forward now to drive a penalty against Chris Pearce, and he makes it 1-1. Hoskin coming forward to take the second penalty for Burnley. Of course, both George O'Gorney and Paul Comstiff have scored from the penalty spot for Burnley this season. O'Gorney in a league game at St James's Park, Exeter, and Comstiff in the last round of this competition at Gig Lane, Bury. But it's going to be Hoskin now against Paddy Roach. Hoskin blesses himself. And he too sends Paddy Roach the wrong way. Dean Martin looks to be the next penalty taker for Halifax. Martin, who's had a good game at the heart of the Halifax defence, not giving Steve Taylor much of an opportunity this evening. So it's Dean Martin against Chris Pearce. Martin to level the scores. And he scores off the underside of the crossbar, much to the delight of the Halifax Town players. It's going to be Ian Britton who goes forward now for Burnley. So Britton becomes the third Burnley player in the sequence to face up to Paddy Roach. And Britton too sends Paddy Roach the wrong way. So that's 3-2 now for Burnley. It's going to be Mick Matthews, the midfield dynamo for Halifax, to take the next penalty. Matthews to try and make it 3-3. And Matthews blasts the ball past Chris Pearce to make it 3-3. The next penalty taker then for Burnley will be the exhausted figure of George O'Gorney. O'Garney trotting into the penalty area. He'll finish the game, a very tired player indeed. So it's O'Garney against Paddy Roach. And O'Garney just squeezes the ball past the Halifax keeper to make it 4-3 for Burnley. That one just squeezing in. O'Garney holds his head. It looks like the next penalty taker for Halifax will be Paddy Roach. So it's Roach against Chris Pearce. And he's missed! Paddy Roach has hit the crossbar. So Burnley lead by 4-3. And Paul Comstiff has the chance to send Burnley through to the Northern Area Final. Will that miss by Paddy Roach prove vital? Roach has a chance to make amends for that miss. Comstiff against Roach. And just this penalty stands between Burnley and a place in the final. Comstiff has scored, and Burnley are through to the Northern Area Final of the Sherpa Van Trophy, beating Halifax Town 5-3 on penalties, or Preston North End. As the crowd spill onto the pitch from all sides, a marvellous cup tie, closely fought throughout the entire 90 minutes and the 30 minutes of extra time. There was some cup tie this evening.
Yes, it was a very good cup tie. I always knew it was going to be a very hard game, and it proved so. Halifax battled very, very hard. I thought possibly over the 90 minutes and the half an hour in extra time we deserved to probably just be in front, really. But all credit to everybody on the field. Everybody fought. Nobody wanted to lose the game. We were a bit unfortunate having two injured very, very early on and taken off. But all credit to everybody. All the players on the field tonight gave everything 100%, and but I thought we just really deserved to win the game.
And how did the injuries to Steve Gardner and Neil Grewcock affect your tactics?
Well, I don't know about affected tactics, because sometimes on a night like this, I mean, it's just a matter of fighting and battling, really, against the opposition who's doing the same thing. But obviously it does affect you for a little while. It does unsettle your rhythm and your style. And but I thought, you know, really we did battle well after that, and we overcame it very, very well.
Chances in the game were few and far between. George O'Garney having a good chance in the second half and then scoring, but being ruled offside by the linesman.
Yes, I thought it was a very, very dubious decision that. He looked to be following the ball, and as far as I was concerned, obviously the linesman was right on the spot. And there was another chance there when Steve Jones had a back flick there. George came in and missed the goal. And, you know, but I thought it was a valid goal. But I'm not complaining too much about the linesman gave that, and it's his decision.
Did you have 5 names penciled in prior to the kick-off, just in case the game went to a penalty shootout?
Yes, we had, but that was a bit disrupted because 2 of them was off the field, so we had to just readjust a little bit, but it came out well in the end.
And when Paul Comstiff took that deciding penalty, did you know he was going to score?
Yes, definitely. I always knew he was going to score. He's a good player, Paul. He's got the bottle, and obviously it was a serve. He was going to score.
And now through to the Northern Area Final, a good prospect with either Hartlepool or Preston.
Yes, I think the lads think it could be Preston. If it is Preston, obviously we're going to be 2 very, very good gates, and you know, I think we can do it more with 2 legs anyhow.
Brian Miller, congratulations and many thanks for joining us.
Northern final of the Sherpa Van Trophy. Paul, was there any nerves when you stepped up for that spot kick?
A little bit of nerves, yeah, but the lads made it easy. They scored the first 4 light and put pressure on them, really.
There's quite some battle out there on the pitch tonight.
Yeah, I think some incentive that they had to get to Wembley might have helped them a bit, but I thought we battled well.
How do you feel now being in the Northern final?
Yeah, well, just have to see who we play. It's over 2 legs. I think we adapt ourselves, we can get to Wembley.
I imagine if Preston beat Hartlepool tomorrow night, then it'll be a real great local derby.
Yeah, it should be couple of good games, 2 good gates as well. We were looking forward to it.
They had several chances in the game. The first in the first half when Giorgio Garni dispossessed the high-backs left-back Billy Barr, got a crossover from the right, and you climbed and headed over the top.
Yeah, it's, I got a bit underneath it actually. Managed to beat the keeper, but he had it over the bar.
And then one from Ian Britton on the right edge of the Halifax box, a low shot which Paddy Roach got down to and saved well.
Yeah, he's like that, Paddy. Sometimes he drops them, sometimes he held them. Unluckily for Ian, he held that one.
Then in the second half, one from Ashley Hoskin, the Thunderers volley which just somehow curved wide of goal.
Yeah, can't really remember that one. No, I can't remember that one, but actually did alright when he came on. He was struggling with a bit of a calf strain, I think, later on, but he did alright, did well.
Giorgio Garni got the ball in the back of the net, you laid it on for him. The referee said it was offside. Would you have gone along with that at the time?
No, very difficult to say. I was only about 2 yards from the byline, and I just hammered it across. And George, well, it looked like he come from behind where I was to put it in. So it must have been a very close decision.
And performed some fine saves tonight. But Chris, you were beaten 3 times from the penalty kick shootout, but in the end it didn't really matter, did it?
No, it doesn't really matter. You know, I let 3 or 4 in, like, you know, but the lads were brilliant taking the penalties. You know, they just come up with plenty of confidence and put them in, which is brilliant.
It was strange that in all 3 penalties that Halifax took where they scored, they were all straight down the centre, and you were so eager, you actually pounced either to your left or to your right.
Yeah, well, I was trying to stand up as much as I could, like, you know, because, you know, I weren't sure which way they were going to put them, because I knew one lad, Nick Matthews, usually puts them to your right, because I was at Wolves with him. Then he changed it and stuck it straight down the middle, so another one hit the bar and went in, but it doesn't matter, because we're through.
Full-time whistle when it was going to penalties, were you very nervous about it?
No, I'm not a nervous person, you know, it's just one of them things, and I wasn't worried at all, you know, it's just one of them situations, 1 against 1, and I could end up the hero tonight.
You must be very happy with your form of late.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, my form's, you know, it's not too bad, like, but the other lads have been playing really well as well.
2 deep Dale in 7 days' time, where of course Preston have the added advantage of the artificial surface. However, the pre-match preliminaries here have now almost been completed. A reminder of the match officials this evening. Our referee is Mr. Dilks from Mossley, and his linesmen are Messrs. Jones and Jenkinson. Looking to get Tony Ellis away. Still Ellis in possession. Goes past the challenge from Hoskin, looking to take McGrory on. Cross comes in. And Steve Gardner almost concedes an own goal. Across into his own net. Pierce coming for this, is in trouble. Shot comes in and it hits the crossbar from Sam Allardyce. Preston putting tremendous pressure on the Burnley goal at the moment. Free kick taken quickly. McGrory has a chance to cross. Takes Mooney on, gets to the byline, flicked header comes in, breaks for Farrell, and it's right across goal, and Hoskin just unable to turn it in. Can they keep this one out? As Mooney looks to go to the byline, plays the ball back for David Miller. It's cleared by Ray Deakin on the goal line. Wrightson forward with the free kick. Comstiff is beaten in the air, Deakin gets ahead to it, ball breaks for Swan, and it's just over the top, tipped over by Chris Pierce. Gardner to Farrell. Farrell forward, looking for Taylor, ball just in front of Giorgio Garni, although the linesman's flag was up for offside again. Hoskin plays it in. Davis at the far post gets the header in. Comstiff's touch is cleared off the line by Rathbone. Davis wins a throw-in for Burnley. Deakin finds O'Garney. O'Garney out wide to Ashley Hoskin, only Taylor up at the moment. Chance here for Taylor. Good tackle comes in though from Jeff Wrightson. Good piece of defending by the Preston. The referee, in fact, doesn't play any injury time whatsoever on the first leg of the Northern Area Final in the Sherpa Van Trophy is brought to an end. Final scoreline of Burnley 0, Preston North End 0. So it's all to play for in 7 days' time at Deepdale.
And I suppose what we must say initially was that it was quite some game tonight.
Well, the first 15 minutes or so, it looked as though we were going to get a right hammering. They hit the bar, they had a number of corners, and we were really under the cosh, but we defended fairly well. Weathered the storm, and then we started playing a little bit ourselves.
In the 29th minute, you were on hand in the right place at the right time because David Miller fired a low drive and you cleared it off the line.
Yeah, it was nothing special, it was just a reaction. Chris Pearce had gone forward a little bit, so I thought, well, I'll try and cover him like I normally do. And luckily enough, I was in the right place at the right time.
It did take Burnley quite a while to get out of your own half, but when you did create 1 or 2 chances.
Yeah, I think our first attack, we looked as though we could have scored, and then, as I said before, we were under cosh a little bit, and then we could have scored a few goals ourselves. So it was a little bit of to and fro, and I think it probably would have been a good game for the supporters to watch.
David Brown went and dropped across from Ian Britton, and Paul Comstiff just didn't realise how much time he had.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, sometimes you're disorientated when you're knocked about a little bit and you don't know where the ball is. I think it was just unfortunate that Paul didn't know where it was at the time.
Do you believe that Burnley had the better of this second half?
Oh yeah, I think so. Although I didn't think their keeper was in the thick of it as much as we would have liked, but defensively I thought we were very quiet. A lot quieter than the first 20 minutes anyway.
But of course you had to be on your toes throughout the game because when Burnley were having periods of pressure, they broke very quickly.
Yeah, well, the way they play on the AstroTurf, I think that's what they try and look for, the quick through ball. So as you say, we did have to be on our toes, and luckily enough we were. If anyone did make a slight mistake, there was always somebody on hand to cover, which is the way you're supposed to play.
What was the atmosphere like in the dressing room before tonight's match? Was it very tense?
I wouldn't say tense. It was a little bit rowdier than usual, shall I say. It wasn't too bad. It was just one of those things that it's one of those games that you don't need bulling up for. Some games your approach is a lot more sort of laid back, but tonight it's cup tie, cup final, chance to go on to Wembley, and I think that G's you up enough.
Do you think it's a good thing that when you start the next Tuesday night's game it'll be all square?
No, I wish we'd have been about 5 up, actually, but the good thing about tonight was we didn't concede a goal, and if we get one over there it might be a draw, and I'm not sure away goals count in this competition, so with any luck we've done ourselves a favour tonight.
So what about the plastic pitch? Just how much are the Burnley players looking forward or not looking forward to tackling that?
Well, I've played on them a couple of times, and I've never known a team to absolutely annihilate us on it. We have a little bit of an advantage with playing on it week in, week out as such, but I've got no worries about Preston. They've got to play on it the same as we have.
You've got a few days now, no game at weekend, so will that give you opportunity to practice on the pitch?
Well, we'll be going up there next week, I believe, but we're not doing anything special. I don't think there's any point, really. We know what's expected of us. We've got a good result tonight, so I don't think anyone will need June up again.
Looking after that Wembley tunnel at the end of May?
Well, I'm dreaming about walking off Preston's pitch with a win anyway. That'll do so far.
Thank you for joining us, Ray. Point of view. And we're joined now by Sam Allardyce. Sam, what's the view from the Preston camp on the goalless draw in the first leg of the Northern final of the Sherpa Van Trophy?
Well, I think we're a little disappointed the way we played, but in saying that, we've given nothing away, and we've got to go back to Preston now, so obviously we're looking forward to that. And in saying that, the pressure's on us a little bit, like, you know, Burnley are coming away from home. They're not expected to do anything now, being in the 4th division, not just 3rd division side, so we've got the pressure. But we've got to live with that, we've got to handle it, and I think if we performed the way we did tonight, particularly in the first 20 minutes, then we'll be okay.
You certainly got off to a positive start because David Miller took a throw-in on the right-hand side, and you made your way forward and flicked it on at the near post.
Yeah, we were a bit unfortunate there. Dave took the throw-in, good throw-in, I got a good touch on, and it just went 6 inches behind Tony Ellis, who was running in, you know, and he sort of touched and it was in the net, and I think the corner after that, Bob Atkins competed well, it dropped to me. I hit it through a crowd of players, and unfortunately for us, it hit the bar, like, you know. And in those situations, when you've started as well as that, you want to get that one goal if you can. Unfortunately for us tonight, we didn't. Burnley came back well, they fought well, and they got themselves back into the game. But I think overall over the 90 minutes we felt a little disappointed that we haven't won it, but we are delighted that we've kept a clean sheet, and we've got to get them back at Preston.
Pitch, is it really that much to the home team's benefit?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we've played right up to Christmas this year, and we've only won one game at home. Obviously we've turned the corner now and we haven't lost a game at home, but we didn't hear too many teams complaining about it early on in the season when we were losing.
You're expecting a similar game next Tuesday as we had tonight?
Yes, I am, yes. A similar game. Like I said, the onus is on us to go and attack and go and win the game. It's up to us. We can't worry too much about Burnley now. We've just got to try and perform ourselves and get the right result.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
Joined here at Turf Moor by Gerald Sinstad. Gerald, how have you enjoyed this evening's game?
I thought it was a real old-fashioned local Lancashire Cup tie and I loved it.
And do you think Preston will be satisfied with a 0-0 draw?
Well, if I were Burnley, I don't think I would be looking forward too much to having to win on Preston's pitch.
The artificial surface is a definite advantage to the home side then.
I don't think they're easy pitches to play on. I think you look at Luton's record this season and see how well they've done. It's nearly all been done on their own pitch. Queen's Park Rangers also to a certain extent. I do think there is an advantage in those pitches.
Is this a rare excursion for you into the lower divisions these days?
By no means. I see quite a lot of lower division football. I think I've seen now something over 60 of the teams in the league this season, so I've seen my share down the bottom too.
Particular memories of coming to Turf Moor?
Yes, I remember when this stand was opened. We used to operate here when the stand was being built, and nobody else was here, and we used to be able to put our cameras and no problems. And the first time we came here after it had been opened, we used to build ourselves a little scaffolding platform up behind the director's box, and after the first time we'd used it, we went into the boardroom afterwards, and Bob Lord said to me, "Well, young man, what do you think of the new stand?" So I said, "Absolutely splendid, Mr. Lord. I think you should be very proud of it." "Was it all right for you?" he said. So I said, "Well, no, we had a problem." And he was very upset. He said, "Problem? What sort of problem?" I said, "Couldn't see the pitch for the cigar smoke."
Who's been in opposition to Brian tonight, playing for Preston North End. First of all, David, what was the build-up like going into tonight's game?
Well, we've taken it easy, really. Yesterday we had a little session up at Fulwood. Then today, this morning, we've had we've had it off, and then went to the Kirby Hotel in Burnley Centre and had a little snack. Then we've walked up to the ground. So we haven't really gone mad, which I think for occasions like this, it's you need to keep the tempo down a bit. Then once you get into the match, then that's when you pick it up.
And what was the banter like between you and Dad pre-match?
Over the last couple of weeks, we've had we've been ribbing each other and what have you, and which I think it's made it spiced things up a bit, because when we've been out together, say we've had a pint together, we've had a real good laugh, and other people's been taking the mickey out of us, which I think helps things for the cup tie.
How did you assess your own personal performance when you played against Burnley last Tuesday night?
Oh, I was very happy really, because the lad I was up against, Ashley Hoskin, like he's very small, but he's very jinky and he's got plenty of tricks. And really, he never got a crossing really, which that's what the manager told me. He said, don't let me get a crossing, and you've done your job, which I thought I did reasonably well in that aspect.
Of course, you didn't do badly in the first half because you had a low drive, which Ray Deakin cleared off the line.
Oh, that's right. Especially in the first 20 minutes, I thought we could have had 3 or 4, and I think I had like the 4th down to the 5th chance, which we made. And saw Ray Deakin's foot just come across on the line, and he just managed to poke it out. It wasn't to be.
And so for the next leg, it starts all square. Are Preston confident?
Or two, true. Once the 90 minutes was over here, we got into the dressing room, and you could tell all the lads was buzzing, and we just can't wait for next Tuesday now.
Sean, what were your impressions on tonight's game against Preston?
Well, to be honest, I thought they come out as the first 20 minutes. We'd done well to keep them out, I thought. They had the edge. But as the game wore on, I think we came more into it. And we could have snatched it, really. Draw may be fair, but we could have snatched it if we got a few breaks. But, it's not all over yet. We've got, the lads know that, we've still got a chance away. So hopefully it will come off there.
The big prize, of course, looms at Wembley Stadium. Did that make you personally nervous before kick-off?
It's always in the back of the mind. But you try, as soon as you get out on the pitch, you forget all that and you just get on with the job in hand. And well, when you stop and think about it, you can get nervous, but you're just best getting on with that. Forget about it. And if we get the win, then it's there for us, isn't it?
You're a young lad. Was this the biggest game that you've ever played in?
Well, it was, yeah. I've got a bit, nervous before the game, but
once we get going, you know, you forget all about that. It was a big game. And obviously the second leg's going to be just as big, even bigger. Hopefully we can do the same. You know, keep them, as long as we keep a clean sheet, then we're not going to lose. So it's just, you know, hopefully we'll get the breaks up front.
The scoreline 0-0, but lots of chances. It's a wonder really that it ended goalless.
Yeah, it was an entertaining game. The crowd loved it, right? It was a big crowd, a great atmosphere. They loved it, and I just unlucky they want a few more goals. Hopefully for Burnley, like, but the second leg going to be dodgy on that pitch, but hopefully we'll get the run of the ball, which you need on there, and you know, we'll get the win.
Well, we're now joined by one of the great names in the history of English football, Tom Finney. Tom, how do you enjoy this evening's game?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think everybody else did too, and it's really set it up for a really great return game at Deepdale.
Preston, of course, started like a train. 3 or 4 chances in the opening 20 minutes. They'd perhaps be disappointed they didn't take one of them.
Yes, I think that's true. I think it's like anything else in football, that you've got to take your chances when they come. We should have taken one of at least probably 4 very good chances, and a bit unlucky when we hit the woodwork there. But nevertheless, it was a really exciting English Cup tie, and typical, and I think everybody thoroughly enjoyed it, and it could have been a pretty high-scoring game, really, because after that first 20 minutes, Burnley certainly came into it and had 1 or 2 very, very good chances, which, again, they didn't take. I think overall it was, you know, fair result, really.
The tie very evenly balanced for the second leg at Deepdale in a week's time.
Yes, very evenly balanced, and I think if we see like we've seen tonight, I think, you know, everybody will be more than happy.
And do you think Preston will have a slight advantage with the artificial playing surface?
Well, you know, only time will tell, because my feelings on this, of course, is, you know, about the artificial surface. If you can play on any surface, and I think it's... probably people will say, yes, that Preston should start favourites, you know, being at home and having drawn away from home, which is always a good result anyway. But, you know, I thought Burnley battled extremely hard and well, and particularly impressed with the lad Davis, particularly in the back four, who had a splendid game, I felt, and used the ball, and, you know, he was very sure in his tackling and used the ball extremely well when he got it, and he certainly played extremely well.
He's got Miller going on the overlap. Miller gets across into Ellis, and just over the top from Tony Ellis. Saturday, a very important few days for the club. Comstiff wins the ball in the air for Burnley, but Burnley can't clear their lines at the moment. Ellis looks to take Davis on, playing the ball inside. Comstiff gets a good put in for Burnley, and Britton finds Gardner. Chris Pearce has taken a knock. Referee playing on, Pearce injured at the moment. Comstiff finds Steve Taylor inside for Ian Britton. Britton looking to get George O'Garney through. This is O'Garney with a chance for Burnley, and he's scored. George O'Garney has scored for Burnley. A delightful ball played forward by Ian Britton, and O'Garney finished it in spectacular style. He can't quite get a foot to the ball. O'Garney now with the mistake by Wrightson. Taylor, still Taylor for Burnley. Still Steve Taylor. Shot coming in from Taylor, and that's over the top, but it's deflected for the corner. 3-1 to Spurs. Hildersley for Preston, looking to come inside. Deakin beaten in the air, but McGrory heads partially clear to Mooney. Oh, and a tremendous save by Chris Pearce. Keeps Burnley in front. Jones inside to Joyce, given away to Paul Comstiff. Still Paul Comstiff. Oh, and it's just wide of the far post. Comstiff almost given Burnley a 2-goal cushion after mistakes by Warren Joyce and Jeff Wrightson. Miller with it. Header comes in, and Pearce concedes the corner. For North End, Burnley with 11 players back behind the ball. And we have the equaliser. 20 minutes into the second half as Burnley failed to clear that free kick from Jeff Wrightson. Credit this season. Deacon looks for Davis, but keeper takes the ball off his head. Malley gets the ball across goal. O'Garney with the flick, still O'Garney. Tremendous tussle. Hoskin, and a goal! Ashley Hoskin has scored for Burnley in the second minute of the first period of extra time. Preston in trouble from the moment. Looks to take on Hoskin, gets the cross in. Oh, tremendous stop by Pearce, and again Atkins headed off the line, and Hoskin clears upfield. Wrightson for Preston. Swan back again for Wrightson, skips round Ian Britton. Danger here for Burnley. Williams going through the middle, still Wrightson, giving away to McGrory, inside to Comstiff. Comstiff on the break, he's got O'Garney up with him. Comstiff to O'Garney, chance to settle the tie. O'Garney, Comstiff, linesman's flag is up though. The goal won't count. Oh, but it's been given. The referee has given the goal. The linesman has yet. Referee checks with his linesman, and there goes the whistle. Burnley have done it. They're through to Wembley. They've beaten Preston North End by 3-1 on the night. Goals from George O'Garney, Ashley Hoskin, and Paul Comstiff takes Burnley to Wembley at the end of May. Jubilant scenes here at Deepdale. And to send their fans home absolutely jubilantly from Deepdale. Chris Pearce, a real hero in the Burnley goal, as he thwarted numerous attempts at goal from Preston, making some fine diving saves in the first half.
Joining us now is the chairman of the victorious Burnley Football Club, and Mr. Teasdale. You've known some anxious times as chairman of Burnley FC, but what sort of a night has this been?
Oh, absolutely fantastic. I'm over the moon. I think we deserve it. I'm pleased more than anything for the fans. They've gone away happy, and it just shows that there still is a Burnley Football Club. I couldn't be more delighted. Couldn't be more delighted.
It's a real about turn since May the 9th last year, when Burnley just scraped home in the Football League, isn't it?
Well, that's behind us. We have to look to the future. That's what I've said we have to do. And, you know, let's live tonight. I'm sure we'll have a drink later on.
Has the feeling actually sunk in yet, or will it take a few hours?
No, it hasn't. I mean, I've been with the lads since Sunday, and obviously there's been a lot of tension, but they've come out to it well, and everybody's played well, and I think on the night we deserved it.
The Wolverhampton Wanderers will be Burnley's opponents at Wembley, and it's smashing, really. The two 4th Division clubs are actually there.
That's right, that's right. And I think it should be a good gate, and, you know, we'll just keep our fingers crossed, and we may do it. I hope we will anyway. And as I said before, I have to buy a new suit.
Burnley took the lead in the first half, and then Gary Brazil went and equalised. Did that make you very anxious?
Well, yes, because it's like everything else. You think, oh no, it's going to happen again, but as it happens, we pull a good goal back, and then of course we got the clincher, which was number 3. So there you are.
How much do you think this will mean to Burnley?
I'm absolutely over the moon for the fans, over the moon for them.
Many congratulations. Thank you very much. Now he's the smallest man on the pitch tonight, but he popped up in extra time to put Burnley 2-1 ahead. I say, what's the feeling like?
Absolutely brilliant. I've never scored in a major goal like that. It's absolutely fantastic.
Burnley got off to a great start in the first half because Ian Britton put a raking pass through for George O'Garney. Kept his cool well on the edge of the box and banged 1-0.
Yeah, we thought George, he's very good at the finishing. Great ball being. It was just a boost we needed really, because he was starting to get on top. but we broke away, scored, and from there I thought we was the best side, especially the first half.
And then there was an incident in the second half when Paul Constable shook off 2 Preston defenders, got himself in the clear, and he could have put you 2 ahead, but just missed by a fraction.
I fancied Paul to score. I was right behind him. He doesn't want to miss them, but just the way it goes. They equalised, and they were very, very unlucky not to win, really. They pressurised us all the way. The defence was brilliant to stand out.
When they equalised with Gary Brazil, did you feel that perhaps they could maybe nick it in the dying minutes?
Well, you had to fancy him a bit because they was very much on top. But as I say, the defence was very good. Pulled us through, really.
How did you feel when the game went to extra time?
Well, I was feeling a bit tired myself, but I always thought that we was capable of getting away and scoring, and I thought that if we did go into the lead, they would fall apart and we'd get another one. As it happens, I was the one to score it, and I was unbelievable. Never felt like that before in my life.
Well, the ball was played into the penalty area by Ian Britton from the right-hand side. It was a goodness almighty scramble to hook the ball in the corner of the net.
Yes, it fell to the gaffer's son, Dave, and he saw that. I don't know what he tried to clear it. It hit me. I shot it. Rick played off George Agarni's, well, in between George Agarni's legs, come back to me. And I just in the corner net and put it away.
Brian Miller, Brian, this must be a fantastic night.
Yes, it's a fantastic night. It's a very emotional occasion, actually. We are at Wembley again. We're there through, I think, merit. I think we deserve to get there. And all credit to the lads tonight. They're absolutely magnificent. They've played their hearts out. We've virtually done it since Halifax game. We played Halifax in the last round with 13 players. And they've been magnificent since then. We fully deserve to get to Wembley.
Steve, what's it feeling like for you at the moment?
Well, it's tremendous. I mean, coming from Crewe in November, signed, I couldn't have dreamed of more than this, really. It's a dream come true. Obviously, we've got the league to go for as well, to concentrate on, but we're at Wembley, and that's it, you know. The lads are really, they've played well today, and they deserve it.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, and we deserve to win, I think. And if they don't stop messing about.
Doubt about the legitimacy of the goal, because the linesman on the far side had his flag up, but then took it down. Did you think you were offside?
I didn't really notice, actually. I knocked the ball square to George, and then I just stood with him. George knocked it past the keeper, and I just went onto it inside, put it in. I didn't see anybody in an offside position, right? And obviously I just carried on playing, and the referee gave the goal, so that was good enough for us.
It's superb for Burnley Football Club. It's been one of the greatest nights of my career.
When Preston equalised through Gary Brazil, did you think that was going to be the end of your chances?
No, because we struggled for a little bit just after they scored, but we still battled, and at the end of the day we've won 3-1.
You made a series of fine saves in that second half, one especially from Brian Mooney, which you saved with your body. Did you think it was a bit of a one-man show in many stages in that second half?
No, I played well, and they've also played well, but it's down to the 11 players that are out on the pitch and the 2 substitutes, so it's a team effort, not just me.
The ball.
Oh, yeah. You're not. One missing. Do that in. What do you think? Icky is back. Hello. Hello. Icky is back. Hail Hickey. Hail Hickey. Hunty.
Where? 8:52, we just said that. Oh, I have no one.
Hello.
No seats.
Crouch down.
No seats. Isn't the seat spare on the thing? O'Garney's to come yet.
Are you still here?
Going right.
All we did was cover.
Right, we were away 2 minutes, so we're going to the lake, and then the side sketch, we'll put a let's go. Come on. Right. Good day. You're up.
Yeah. How are you? Well, thanks, Julie. Enjoyed a champagne breakfast. How much are you enjoying the build-up to Wembley?
Well, I had the breakfast. I didn't bother with the champagne. It's a bit early in the morning for me. It's just starting to sink in now that we are actually going to Wembley to play in a cup final. I think a lot of the supporters have realised the build-up, appreciated the build-up more than the players because we've had things to do and whatever. But as I say, I think it's just sinking in now.
It's been 3 weeks since you last kicked a competitive ball against Cardiff on the last Saturday of the league season. Will that make a difference, having had 3 weeks away from competitive matches?
No, I don't think so, because we've been training and you don't really lose your edge that much. If we'd have been totally rested, I think then you could turn around and say, well, it might be a bit rusty, but I don't think that comes into it now.
Now, you've been to Mallorca for a while, and you've still got a bit of a suntan. So how did you enjoy yourself over there?
Oh, it was very good, very relaxing. We trained very hard, probably harder than what we would have done over here. So it was quite enjoyable. It was nice to get away. Plus all the lads are in it together. Good atmosphere. Great build-up, I think.
It's going to be a big crowd. Are you getting nervous now? Are you getting keyed up?
Not at the moment, but I can assure you that just before we come out, before the kick-off, I'm pretty sure I'll be nervous.
Mum and Dad will be there. I'm sure that they'll be very proud indeed.
Oh, Mum, Dad, cat, dog, you name it. I think everyone else is there. Oh yeah, my daddy. I saw my dad last night, and he was nearly in tears before I even went down there. So I can imagine how proud he is.
How do you feel that the game is going to go overall then?
I think we'll surprise a few people.
You can continue the underdog trend where in all the finals this year the underdogs have won.
Well, as far as Wolves are concerned, we're the underdogs, but I think that's as far as it goes.
As I mentioned, Steve Bull, he scored 12 goals in the Sherpa Van Trophy tournament and scored in every game that he's played in, but it will be down to you to make sure he doesn't score on Sunday.
Yeah, it's true, but there's another 10 players as well. You can't just say Steve Bull is Wolves. Okay, he scored quite a few goals, but like I said, there's another 10 players, and they're just as important as he is, even though they don't score goals like he does.
Do you feel you might be needed to calm some of the younger players down on Sunday?
I'm hoping they'll calm me down. No, I think we'll be okay, even the young lads as well.
Wolves just finished his breakfast, and Steve, you must be relishing these preparations.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Obviously, this is supposedly the start of it all. There's a lot more to come yet, build-up-wise, you know. But the main thing is the game, you know. But the lads are enjoying themselves while they can now.
It's been 3 weeks since the last game of the league season. Have those weeks passed quickly?
Yeah, they have actually. I mean, there were talks of, you know, talking 3 or 4 weeks' time, selling tickets and things in between. And it's come round very quickly. And let's hope it goes a bit slow after we've won it. I hope.
You were a Wolves fan as a boy, but I'd imagine come Sunday you'll have no love at all for them for 90 minutes or perhaps a full day.
Oh, I can't see that I can really. You know, I've got a job to do for Burnley. You know, the past is gone, and I'll just get on with that game. You know, that's what I'm here for.
Now, you've been to Wembley before, Steve, but for a totally different thing.
Speedway, actually. I'm not into it so much now, but when I was younger, my dad used to take me Speedway meetings at Wolverhampton and everywhere, in fact, Cradley Heath, and I got into the sport as a youngster, you know, and he dragged me down to Wembley, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, you know, and it was the World Championships golden helmet there, and we were a fan of Ollie Olsen, who rode for Wolverhampton, and that's the only bit I've seen of Wembley, and I can vaguely remember it, you know, it's a long time ago.
Steve Bull is the man that you've got to keep at bay, and you feel confident that you can do it, don't you?
Oh yeah, I'm confident, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about, you know, he scored a lot of goals, and it's just up to me, you know. If I can do that job, obviously I'm going to shine above him, and it'll look good for me.
Having said that though, his partner, Andy Much, he's not a bad player neither.
No, I think he's probably, skill-wise, he's probably a little bit better. He holds the ball up well, much better than Bull does. Although Bull's much more aggressive, you know. But they'll both run all day, and obviously they're both an handful, but I think we're confident that we can handle them.
Have the nerves started at the moment?
Well, not too bad really, just thinking about it really, occasionally, but this takes your mind off it, all this stuff here, so I think near the game I'll be perhaps a little bit more nervous, but hopefully not too nervous.
There's going to be a huge crowd at Wembley Stadium, and it's marvellous really, isn't it, that 2 4th Division clubs can get such a big crowd. It proves that there's life outside of Manchester, Liverpool and North London.
Right, yeah, I mean, in the past they've had tremendous crowds here and at Wolverhampton, and there's no reason why they shouldn't come back, and they have done, you know. I don't think they've surprised anyone, the amount of people that have come back and bought tickets. I think I expected it, and so did everyone else, you know, at the club. So the demand has been brilliant, really, which is expected, you know. I mean, they're fanatical enough, as it is in the league. This is a bonus for them. Obviously, it's been a long time since they last went. For most of them, it might only be the only time, you know. So, you know, I think there'll be about 30,000 there, so it's a good turnout.
Now, everybody knows where Wolves' strengths lie up front, but where do Burnley's lie?
I think all round, really. I think we soak up. We have in the past, anyway, in the Sherpa Van rounds, we've soaked up a little bit of pressure and caught teams out on the break, and I think that's our strength. I think we can catch teams out. We've got Paul Comstive who can run at defenders, Andy Fowler who's good on the ball, so the surface will suit them too, more so than it will theirs. I mean, they're the same, they're very similar in midfield too, you know, but I think we've got, overall I think we're a little bit stronger in some departments, you know, but I think our asset is the breakaway. I think we can catch them on that, and we've done very well on corners and set pieces recently, so hopefully that will stand us in good stead as well.
All the players will have big parties with them, of family, wives and friends. How big's the Davis party?
About 30 going to this, and quite a few from Birmingham, and there's a few from Nantwich. With 1 or 2 friends going from Nantwich as well, you know, Claret there. There's 1 or 2 supporters support Burnley, so it'll be a good following for me.
You've got Sunday to look forward to, you've got the return home. Just spell it out, what does it mean to be a professional footballer involved in such great things?
Well, I mean, I know people have been saying it's a Mickey Mouse competition, but it's Wembley, and that's the main thing for me, you know. And obviously, I'm pleased to be part of it. You know, you never expect it, so when it comes along, you've got to make the most of it.
You do make the most of it and enjoy yourself. Thank you for talking to us, Steve. Well, first of all, Brian, how have you been enjoying the build-up to Wembley?
It's been amazing, really, the reaction from everyone in the town. It's been a fantastic fortnight, really. Now the time has come, really, to get down there and win the game if possible. That's the main thing. I've been looking forward to this moment for a fortnight now. Getting on the coach, going to London and getting cracking with the game. That's the most important thing.
Now, when Burnley were last there, in 1962, you were the club's centre-half. So how's the build-up comparing between now when you're a player and as being a manager?
It's It's very similar, really. I mean, the town on both occasions just came alive. But I mean, last time we were in the First Division, we were champions of the First Division 2 years previously. We were runners-up in 1961. But when you get to Wembley, whatever it's for, whoever you're with or anything, it's a special occasion. It's a special occasion for everyone, supporters, families, the town, the players, everybody. And when we got to Wembley in 1962, I think we had 15,000 tickets, and we sold them all, obviously. But this time, we sold 27,000 tickets, and this is, to me, is an amazing thing, really, to sell 27,000 tickets to go to London for a club like Burnley in the 4th Division.
Have you been besieged everywhere you've gone by well-wishers, and have you got lots of good-luck cards?
Oh, yes, I've got a few good-luck cards and everything. Everybody's wished me all the best, because I do know quite a lot of people in Burnley and around Burnley. And this is part of the build-up and all. I mean, I've been very, very busy. You know, we've had the television cameras down, we've had pressmen ringing up, we've had photographers, cameramen there. But you've got to accept this is all part of the build-up. But as I say, now is the most important thing. Let's get cracking, let's get concentrated on the football game, if we possibly can, as much as we can. And we'll be training down in Cobham at the hotel. So I want now to concentrate on football if I can.
Has the build-up gone very quickly?
Yes, it has, really. I didn't go to Mallorca with the players. The players went to Mallorca for a week. They trained every day there in Mallorca. When they came back on Sunday, they trained all day, every day more or less this week. And they look very sharp. They look very fit. They look good, actually. Very keen. Everyone's alert and alive. And I'm sure they'll give a good account of themselves in the game.
Now, people will probably say that Burnley are the underdogs. So does that suit you?
I'm not really bothered about that, really, because Wolves have beaten us twice in the league. They've won the 4th Division, so obviously they must be favourites to win the game. But cup football and Wembley football, and when it's a one-off situation, it's a totally different ball game, really. And I feel certain, I'm sure, somewhere along the line, we're not far off Wolves anyhow as far as the team's concerned. We've played them a couple of times, but Wolverhampton are slightly unlucky, I feel, to lose 3-0. We didn't play well at all at Burnley when we played them. But I'm sure, you know, given the run of the ball, we can give a good account of ourselves and go on and win the game.
Fans prepared to depart?
Well, last time, the recollections last time for me at Wembley was the fact that it was the occasion itself. The match was important. We were disappointed we lost the game. It was very disappointing, that. But just savour it. If you're going for a weekend, save the weekend. If you're going just down to the match, just get the atmosphere of Wembley. It's a fantastic atmosphere. There's only one place, I feel, in the whole world that can create atmosphere like Wembley. Let's hope it's a nice day. Let's hope that it's a good, clean match. And I just hope the fans do enjoy it. I hope we can do the best for them. I'm certainly sure the lads will be trying to do the best for everyone in Burnley.
You have a good day, Brian, and enjoy yourself. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
Right. You've maybe thought that a Wembley occasion might have passed you by. So just how much are you relishing these preparations?
It's absolutely marvellous. I'm really enjoying it. This week's flown as it is already, and I know the weekend's going to fly. So I'm just going to try and soak up as much of it as I possibly can. And we got off to a great start this morning. Lovely breakfast and glass of champagne. So I think we're just all in the right mood now.
You're looking very well. You've got a nice little suntan. Did that week in Mallorca do the players a world of good, do you think?
I think it did, because it's a long time for the final to come round. It's like 3 weeks after the end of the season. And it is a problem to fit in, you know, what to fit in the time, right? You get your training sorted out and it becomes a little bit boring. And now to keep your fitness. So we went over there. It's a change of scenery. We got some sun on us back. We got some good training in and had a few drinks together, and the team spirit was good. So got a chance to mix socially together, and I think it was very good. Broke 3 weeks up.
Now, your experience of Wembley goes back to your school day boys when you watched internationals, but your first real involvement with Wembley Stadium, wasn't it back in 1972 when you were parading as a young apprentice in the Centenary Cup final between Arsenal and Leeds?
That's right. How did you know about that? That was a great experience. Yeah, we drew lots. Apprentices at Bolton, and we had to put the strip on and walk around the pitch, and I was carrying the banner at the front, and the atmosphere was absolutely electric. It was fantastic, and the pitch was marvellous, and it was a great experience, so I'm really looking forward to it.
The Wolves central defensive partnership of Ali Robertson and Floyd Street, two defenders, sturdy and good in the air.
That's right. Floyd, you know, obviously he's a big strong lad, and funnily enough, I've got a story. We met the Wolves lads while we were out in New York, and Ali Robertson, the other centre half, came up to me and started kicking me on the back of the leg. He says, there, he said, you better start getting used to it. So it's obvious what his intentions are.
Other members of the Burnley first team, Chris Pearce. Chris, how are you enjoying the build-up to Wembley?
Crap. No, it's tremendous. Like, you know, it's all the lads in a good spirit, so hopefully we can keep it going for the rest of the weekend.
And Wolves for you, it's an irony, because they were the club whom you started with as an apprentice all those years ago.
Then they released me, and I've gone downhill since. No, it's a long time ago, that is. You know, it's I've enjoyed myself this season at Burnley, so hopefully we can keep it going until after Sunday.
What about your opposite number, Mark Kendall, a Welshman from formerly of Newport, not a bad keeper?
Yeah, I know Mark, I know him very well, because at Newport with him, you know, when I was a young lad, and you know, I used to go for a few drinks with him, and wish him all the best at Wembley as well. So hopefully that we'll be on the winning side at the end of it, though.
Will you be doing maybe a handstand like Bruce Grobler, another eccentric goalkeeper, if Burnley do win?
Well, I might have one or two little things up my sleeve if we win, but I don't think I'll be doing handstands, because I'm useless at doing it, I'll break my neck.
Mum and Dad will be there. How big's the Pierce party?
There's a coach though coming up from Newport, so, you know, I have a good following from Newport as well, and there's quite a few friends coming down from Blackburn, so it's a good following. No, you're right, come in here. He wants you. Come on, in. He wants you. Look at this.
So Paul Comston is joining us now with his Wembley hat on. Paul, what do these celebrations mean to you at the moment?
Well, I'm enjoying it at the moment, like. It's just hope that we can keep the celebrations going on Sunday night.
You all keyed up for the big game?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously they've written us off, so that's in our favour. And I think we can do them. If we play well enough, we'll beat them.
What about their front two, though, because they are rather special?
Yeah, so they've scored a lot of goals, but cut them out of the game. They've not got much else, I don't think. So I think we can handle it.
Have you got a big family crowd coming to watch you?
No? Yes, I have actually. I've got the coach coming down, going down from Southport, so with a full of family, right? So, and they're looking forward to it as well.
Go back to Steve Taylor. Steve, how big's your family party that's going?
It's not that big. It's only there's about half a dozen going down, but you know, the children will be there, and they've been really excited all week and what have you. So looking forward to it. I think it's going to be nervous, and the weather's nice, so it's going to be a great weekend, I think. One to remember.
Just put it out, Steve. What does it mean to be part of all this?
Well, it's just absolutely nervous. When you think of, I mean, it's my second spell at Burnley. I've always had a soft spot for it. Last time I was here, we won the 3rd Division Championship, so I have lots of happy memories at Burnley. And even when I was at Preston last year, it was one of the first results I always looked for, especially with them struggling. And we went to the very last game, and we got promoted at Preston. So to come back this year and be a part of this, to go with any club is a fantastic experience. To go with Burnley is even more special.
Have a great day, Steve. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
You're welcome.
Going to be a few shots.
Yes, a very good afternoon and welcome to Wembley Stadium for the 1988 Sherpa Van Trophy Final between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Burnley. Well, as for Wolverhampton Wanderers, they started off playing at Swansea City where they drew 1-1, and then in their second preliminary group game they beat Bristol City 3-1 at Molineux. Well, in the knockout stages, Wolves went and played at home to Brentford and won 4-0. They went and played Peterborough at home and they also won 4-0. And then in the southern semi-final, they took on Torquay United, again at Molineux, and they won that game by 1-0. Then in the southern final, they took on Notts County over 2 legs. They drew 1-1 at Meadow Lane in the first leg, and then Wolves won 3-0 at Molineux in the second leg, which means that they're here at Wembley as well. Interesting statistic from Wolves' road to Wembley is that Steve Bull, their prolific goalscorer, has scored in every single game that Wolves have played in. 12 Sherpa Van goals to his credit, and 52 all in all. one of the former favourites of both Burnley and Wolverhampton Wanderers, Steve Kinden. Steve, how are you looking forward to this afternoon?
I'm looking forward to it very, very much indeed. I think it's great for football and great for both clubs involved that the famous old clubs, they're both at Wembley.
Now you're playing as well in a prelude to the big game. How long was it since you last played?
In fact, I do a little bit for charity. I play about half a dozen games a year, but certainly not on a pitch as green or as big as the Wembley pitch. So I'm just...
When you were at Turf Moor and at Molineux, you were a great favourite with all the spectators. Now, where does your loyalty lie this afternoon, may I ask?
Well, I know this is for Burnley Football Club, and it may sound very biased, but my loyalties are with Burnley this afternoon, for the simple reason that Wolves are 4th Division champions this year. They've won their pot, and I'd love to see Burnley win their pot. Also, of course, with the traumas of last year, just avoiding relegation out of the 4th Division, it would be super within a year to bounce back and win a trophy. Fabulous.
Now, you want Burnley to win, but who do you really think will win?
Obviously, Wolves start favourites, but then again, so did Liverpool here, and so did Arsenal here against Luton. So let's make it a hat-trick of Wembley Cup upsets, eh?
Well, you were a forward in your time, Stephen, a hard, strong and free-scoring forward. So how do you rate the Wolves to Steve Bull and Andy Much?
Well, they are both strong, running forwards, but Dennison's the lad to watch. They've got a left-footed player called Dennison who makes them tick. And it'll be very, very interesting to see if people like Daniels and that can get a hold of him and tie him down. Yeah, Dennison scored a great goal here against Everton in the Football League Centenary exhibition games. But he's the lad who feeds Bull, and if we can tie Dennison down, then we've a good chance of beating Wolves.
Where do you feel that Burnley's strength will lie?
To be honest, since Grucock got injured, I've not seen them play. Now, whether his injury and his enforced, as it were, early retirement for this season has caused them any problems, I don't know. I just hope that it's a good team effort from Burnley, because I think that's what will win it. It's not about Bull, and it's not about, I've said Dennison, he is an important lad to watch, but it's not about individuals out there. It's a big pitch. It's a huge emotional game for all the players concerned, and emotion drains your legs and makes you tired, and you need all 11 players firing on all cylinders to win out there.
Is there any possibility that some of the youngsters may freeze because of the large crowd?
Well, certainly, and in those Football League centenary celebrations, the Wolves did have a taste out there, and so perhaps with them already having played at Wembley this year, it gives them even a further edge.
Now, when we used to speak in years gone by, Steve, when you were still a professional coming to the end of your career, you always said that it was your one main regret that you never played here at Wembley Stadium. Now, without being disrespectful, this prelude may not be the biggest game ever, but at least you fulfilled your ambition.
That's right. I mean, it's a dream come true for me. I phoned my dad to tell him, and I said, Dad, they've invited me to play at Wembley. And my dad used to watch every game I ever played in, and all my dad said was, pity you didn't play then when you were fit, son. So he was a bit down about it, but no, it's a great thrill to be here.
TV's Jim Rosenthal, and Jim, you'll be in familiar surroundings because on FA Cup final day and on Littlewood's Cup final day, you're always here interviewing the players before and after the match. So how much are you looking forward to this afternoon's Sherpa Van Trophy final?
Well, tremendously, really, and I think it's an excellent event because of the fact that a club like Burnley, who, let's face it, I can remember as a boy, and I got pictures of them in a scrapbook, up there in the 1st Division here at Wembley, what was it, around about 1962 or something like that, and great days for me. And when you're a boy, you sort of always think of some teams as big teams, and Burnley will be one of those for me, and I think it's tremendous. They got a chance to come back here again. They've deserved the chance because they've fought their way through here, and it's great to see perhaps one or two Burnley fans that haven't been to Turf Moor for a while making the trip down here, and it's got the makings of a good occasion.
You've been here many, many times behind this goal, but do you still feel a sense of occasion when you come to Wembley?
Yeah. I love it, to be quite honest, and I love being down here at pitch level because you're so close to the action. But don't worry, I've been here once or twice when there is no sense of occasion, when there have been small crowds, and it's been a bit of an embarrassment, really. But here we are with, 2 hours to go to the kick-off, and a very healthy crowd in already. And I know with the old M1, which is murder at the moment, because I go up and down it, and a few Burnley fans will be cursing that, and on the North Circuit or two. But they'll be here in great numbers, and they'll make this an occasion to be remembered.
So what's the Jim Rosenthal prediction for the outcome?
Well, I have to hold my hand up and say I haven't actually seen either of the sides yet. It's obviously going to be looking at it very closely, whether they can contain the fellow Bull, and I've noticed one or two Wolves fans with the old bull horns and all that.
I'm just hoping for a good match, honestly. I've got a bit of a leaning towards Wolves because I used to work in the Midlands and Wolves are one of my clubs. But apart from that, I'm not going to make any predictions.
It is a great sign because, as you mentioned, there's a large crowd already gathering inside Wembley Stadium. And it just goes to prove that old adage that there's life outside Manchester and Merseyside and North London. In fact, I think one or two of the people here would like to inform your RTV bosses of that.
Well, I wouldn't mind to do that occasionally as well. And I think if we've made a mistake, both ITV and BBC, we've shown too much of the glamour clubs and not enough of the smaller clubs. But I think you get a full house here today, 80 or 90,000 people, and those bosses will notice that and be brought to their attention that there is life and there's a lot of interest as well outside the First Division.
There's also been a suggestion this season that ITV or BBC should screen the Simod Cup. Now, it's a new competition. It's had 4 crowds up until the Wembley final. Do you think that it would merit being shown live on TV?
You've got to fight to get that live spot, you see, and it's all about how many people are going to watch it, and although there would be great interest at a certain level, I think it's a little way before the Simod Cup would be shown live. It's a tough old marketplace, believe you me, and a lot of little stalls would like to set up on live TV, but you've got to fight your right to get there. And as I say, Burnley and Wolves, if they get 90,000 people here, they're a stake to claim.
Final point, Jim. There's all sorts of speculation about satellite television.
Not giving me a job here, are you?
No, about satellite television perhaps coming and taking over from the BBC and ITV, screening live football. What does that mean to you? Does it frighten you in a way?
No, it doesn't frighten me at all because it's all expansion. If people said nobody wanted to watch football and no television and no satellite companies were interested in football, then I'd be frightened. It's all expansion. I don't think satellite is looking to take over, which is what you said there. It's going to be a breath of fresh air, really, and it's going to make ITV and BBC both look very closely at their coverage of football in recent seasons. And it's good for the game, because if people want to spend a lot of money on football, it's good for you, it's good for me, good for the fans, and good for the players.
Enjoy your afternoon, Jim.
I'm sure I will.
Thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
It's all right to talk to you, thank you.
Weeks since the last Saturday of the Football League season to now, so you must have been looking forward to it.
Those 3 weeks have flown by. I thought it'd be a job filling in the time, but it's absolutely flown by. The magic days arrived, I can't believe it. You know, it's incredible, even this early, to listen to our supporters. Absolutely marvellous.
You must have been absolutely staggered by the demand.
It just shows the tradition of the town, the interest that's there. It's all coming back to life again. And when we've just drove in on the bus, I mean, there's thousands outside. It looks as though we take over the ground almost completely today.
So just how confident are Wolverhampton Wanderers?
Well, I think we're favourites from what we've done through the league programme, but it's been a season where the underdogs have come to the top at Wembley, so we've got to make sure it doesn't happen to us. We've got to be right. If you're not careful, you get these occasions and there's a lot goes on, and we've got to keep remembering there's a match on. We've got to go out and play a game, and while all the preparations and organising tickets and so on that can distract players, now is the time to start thinking about the game and making sure we're right for it.
We were here last month in the Mercantile Credit Tournament, which is a different kettle of fish, but at least your players sampled Wembley before. Will that be an advantage to you?
I think it will. I think we shouldn't be too overawed by the occasion. I think it took us 10 minutes or so to settle down against Everton in the Mercantile Credit, but I'm hoping that that will have stood us in good stead and we'll be right straight from the kick-off.
You've played Burnley twice this season in the league. You won 3-0 on both occasions. What's your impression of Burnley?
I think they've got 1 or 2 players with experience. They're a side who like to pass the ball, and that might suit them here. So I think they're going to be a threat. League form can be forgotten today. It's all, you know, sometimes you need a little bit of luck. The pitch is in absolutely perfect condition, and it's a great day for players. I'm hoping that it'll be a good game. I'm hoping that there'll be no trouble at all from supporters, and at the end of all that, I hope we win.
And you've got prolific goal-scoring partnership up front with Steve Bull and Andy Mudge, so that should be quite a confrontation today between them and Steve Davis and Steve Gardner.
Well, the way they've gone all season, they've played ever so well, and you know, they've taken a lot of the limelight, the 2 front lads, but I'm sure as a team we can perform well. Just listen to that. Incredible. All right.
Thank you very much indeed for talking to us. Thanks a lot. Host pair Mark Kendall and Captain Ali Robertson, just how much have you been looking forward to this afternoon's final? First of all, Mark.
Yeah, it's been tremendous. I mean, we've been looking forward to it ever since we won the semi-final against Notts County, and seeing all the fans here now is excellent, and we can only wait for the game to begin, really.
Yeah, Mark says it all. It's great for Wolverhampton Wanderers. You know, it's great for the players. It's the first time here for a final. I'm lucky that I've seen it at the end of my career. I just look forward to the younger lads. Hopefully they'll return in the future. And it's a great atmosphere. It'll even be better at 3 o'clock. Fantastic.
You've both been away to Mallorca. You both got playing suntans to prove that fact. Did you enjoy your rest, and will it stand you in good stead?
Yeah, excellent. I think there was a lot, probably 3 weeks between our last game and the game today, so I think we would have become a bit stale if we were to stay and train a lot. So the break stood us in good stead, as you say, and you know, it's just recharged our batteries, really.
Yes, Mark says it wasn't a complete break as it goes. We were, of course, we trained quite hard while we were there. And I think it's like Mark says, we did need to train to keep our fitness up, because I think after the season finishes, it's surprising how quickly the fitness fades. And we had to keep top, and hopefully we've done enough for today.
You've been here last month in the Mercantile Credit Tournament, which wasn't a really prodigious tournament, but at least you've seen a little bit of Wembley before, Mark. You've sampled it.
Yeah, obviously there were 16 different teams, you know, and different sets of supporters, you know, calling for each other's team. Now we've only got 2 sets of supporters, and as you say, it's a change in atmosphere. There's a lot more people here, and I'm sure that, you know, outside the ground they look friendly enough, and hopefully whoever wins the tournament, it'll be great for either set of supporters.
Yes, with the Mercantile, we were in and out in an hour. I don't think we had time really to take it all in. Where today we'll come early, we'll see the crowd, we'll take it all in before the game, after the game. And I think this will be a trip to Wembley. I don't think the last one was. And hopefully now we get the right result and we'll enjoy it.
What about the confidence and the morale in the Wolves side? What's it like at the moment?
Well, obviously we've won the championship, which is what we set out to do. You know, the Sherpa Van is a bit of an icing on the cake, really. But we've beaten Burnley twice in the league, 3-0 twice. But I mean, that won't mean anything today. All we've got to do is set out and not change any way that we've played. All we've got to do is keep doing the things we know we do well, and hopefully that'll get us a result.
Yeah, again, Mark says the objective at the start of the season was promotion. We not only got promotion, we won the championship with that little bit of cream on the top. This is a cream again on top of that, and it's something again that it's for the club now to savour, because they've put their hands in their pockets all the way through the season to build a squad, and this will give them some money back for their just reward for them.
It's striker Steve Bull has scored in every Sherpa Van Trophy match this season. You fancy him for another one this afternoon, Mark?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can't leave him alone for a minute in any of the games. I mean, there's never a period during any game during the season I've never expected Steve to score. So if we give him the service that he can relish, I'm sure that he'll be able to notch for us.
Yes, again, you mentioned Steve, and hopefully for him he gets his 3 goals today to break the record, because it's something I don't think he'll ever achieve again in his life. And this is his chance. And we've got a great team spirit within, and if we have 3 goals up or anything, there happens to be a penalty, I'm sure Steve will be able to take it. And hope for him that he gets it and breaks the record.
Final word for you, Ali. What would it mean to you to climb those Wembley stairs?
Well, it's an honour just to come here and play for the Rose, but it'll be a great, tremendous honour to walk up those stairs and collect a cup. I think it's every professional footballer's dream, is to walk up those stairs and collect it, and hopefully that it's my turn today.
Robertson and Mark Kendall, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Cheers.
It's your first taste of Wembley, Arthur. You look to be enjoying it.
Yeah, fantastic. We've had a great 2 days. We came down and had a look at the pitch on Thursday when we arrived, and I honestly can't believe it. It's absolutely fantastic. I've heard a lot of stories about it, but really it's beyond belief. If you can't play football on here, Peter, you can't play anywhere. It's brilliant, absolutely superb.
Is this going to be a very emotional day for Arthur Bellamy this afternoon?
I certainly hope so. Yeah, it'll be emotional if we win. Obviously, if we lose, it's going to be a big disappointment. But as I say, we've enjoyed the 2 days we've been down here. We aim to enjoy it this afternoon, and the only way you enjoy playing football is by winning, really. So obviously, we're hoping we're going to win the match.
Have the preparations gone ideally?
I think so. Yes, I think the last since the end of the season, the 2 or 3 weeks that we spent together training, we've had a week in Mallorca. The boys have trained very hard. Everybody's bubbling. I honestly can't see us losing. I'm so confident. I've never been so confident in my life about a football match.
So what do you say now to your players before the start of the game?
Not a lot. We spoke to them every day since we've been down here. As I say, I'm very confident. The players are very confident themselves. Now they've just got to go out and hopefully not freeze, just enjoy the football, really. And I'm sure we'll get the right results.
The first time you've been here during your football career, Arthur, both as an assistant manager and a player. I bet you wish you could come every week, don't you?
I do, actually. Yeah, in fact, I'm a bit disappointed. I couldn't. I would have liked to play this match at 2 o'clock, actually, just to get a feel of it, really. But I don't mind, really. No, I'm enjoying the occasion, and I aim to enjoy it right away through the weekend.
What about the support? You can see your way through.
Absolutely fantastic. Yes. Absolutely brilliant. Obviously, it's only half full yet, but when it's full, I'm sure it's going to be tremendous. Absolutely, it's superb.
Maybe sat on the famous bench. Will you be jumping up and down with your backside, not still.
I'm going to try and keep as calm as I can, actually. Very difficult. But as I say, I hope you enjoy it. And the way you enjoy it is obviously by winning the match. So we're hoping to do that. That's the important thing now, just to go and win it.
And is this the greatest day of Arthur Bellamy's football life?
So far, yes. Obviously, the other things are all in the past. Hopefully next season there may be another day that I can call my greatest day, but I'm just going, as I say, I'm just going to enjoy today. Looking forward to it tremendously. Looking forward to the game tremendously.
Well, hope you enjoy yourself, Arthur. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
No problem about that, Peter. No problem.
Yes. How do you feel, Brian?
A little nervous, I suppose. I suppose everyone is. It's been a big build-up to the game. I think everybody started feeling it possibly about 10:30 this morning when we have breakfast. You can see everybody's nerves just started to tingle a bit. But once we're here, obviously we've got to enjoy it. We've got to go out and play. The game's the most important thing. I'm sure that we will knock the ball around about if possible. And let's get 3 o'clock here now and let's get the game started.
Did you sleep well last night?
Yes, I did actually. Had a couple of whiskeys actually before I went to bed, and I did sleep quite well. I woke early as usual, and realising when you're waking up, this is the day, and let's have a marvellous time.
They've just come down Wembley way. There'll have been lots of claret and blue flags. That must be a tremendous feeling.
It was. I mean, we're looking at the coach there. There were thousands of people. And one thing which I did like, the Wolves fans were marching up there with the Burnley fans, and everyone was in a happy and buoyant mood. So let's hope it stays this way.
What about the playing surface, Brian? It's slightly better than the average 4th Division pitch, isn't it?
Well, we don't know how to have a game of football or game of balls on it this afternoon. It's absolutely in magnificent condition. I don't think I've ever seen it better. It looks lush and green, and it's absolutely fantastic.
It's going to be an emotional day for you, Brian. You've prepared your team, but when you park your backside on the bench your way to our right, you've just got to watch it all unfold.
Yeah, that's perfectly true. It's an emotional day for me, the fact that I'm leading Burnley out at Wembley. I was born in Burnley. I played for Burnley. I played for Burnley in the FA Cup final, and now I'm leading Burnley team out, and it's a very emotional day for me, and it's a proud day for me, and it's a great day to remember.
You were here in 1962 in the FA Cup final team. I suppose that the place might have changed a little bit, but still a tremendous sense of occasion.
Yeah, there's nothing like Wembley, whatever it is. When you get 70 to 80,000 people in Wembley, the atmosphere is absolutely tremendous and fantastic, and you know, there's nothing like it at all. It's a day for every single one of the players to remember that they'll never forget the rest of their life.
Regardless of what league you play in, to come here and play in a cup final, and regardless of what final it is, it's the icing on top of a very big cake, I think.
Have the preparations gone well for you, Ray?
Yeah, it couldn't be better. We've all been very relaxed. The hotel that we stopped in is very good, very quiet. As I say, we're all relaxed, so hopefully we carry on the same way this afternoon.
You've just been for a look at the playing surface. Is it the best that you've ever played on?
Oh, by far the best. I mean, it's even flatter than Preston's AstroTurf, so that says a great deal for it.
The old butterflies churning around the stomach at the moment?
Not so much butterflies. I just can't wait for the game to get going. I don't feel as nervous as what I thought I would be, but I'm pretty sure I will later on when the place is practically full.
Are you still quite a confident, Ray?
Oh, of course. There's no other way to be, is there?
Have you seen the Deacon party? Have they all arrived yet?
I've seen my mum, my dad and my sister. My wife isn't here yet. She's with the official party from Burnley. And there's a few friends and whatever that I've seen.
A bit different than when you were here as a schoolboy last, isn't it, Ray?
Oh, I just cannot remember anything like this. It's fantastic.
Have a great day, Ray. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
How are you feeling, Steve?
Right, feel great, I must admit. You know, all the preparation we've done coming out, this is it. You know, this is the start of it now. I mean, we get down to work now on the pitch.
We've just come down Wembley way with all the fans mingled together and lots of claret and blue banners. Must make you feel great.
It was great to see. Yeah, I mean, on the way down, it was very surprising. There was all drinking outside, all cheering and all singing together. You know, so that's the sort of spirit you want in this competition.
It must be dying for kick-off to start.
Yeah, I mean, it's just waiting around now, really. You know, we've prepared ourselves properly for it, and we just want to get on with the game now. You know.
I've got everybody still talking about the confrontation between you and Stevie Bull. You must be fed up with the name of Steve Bull.
Yeah, I am actually, but my job is to stop him scoring and to make him do as little as he can, you know. And if I do that, I'll be well pleased with myself.
What do you think of the playing surface you just walked on?
Sorry?
The playing surface you just walked on. Fantastic.
Oh, it's brilliant. I mean, it's the best I've ever seen.
You know, looking at it on the telly, you can't compare it, you know. When you're actually here, it's just completely different. You know, the atmosphere is tremendous.
Mum and Dad here yet?
Yeah, they're here, yeah, I've just noticed them at the top there. There's about 30 of them from Birmingham, like, so yeah, I've just given them a wave.
I suppose this must be a little bit different than the old Stockard days when you were a young lad.
That's right, yeah. I mean, looking at these lot here, I can remember it when I was with my dad, you know. I was amongst these lot then, you know, in the South Bank. But, I mean, the Burnley supporters have been brilliant all season, you know, and they'll cheer us on as loud as they can today.
How do you fancy a goal, Steve?
Well, if I get the chance, you know, if we get a couple of corners and get a nice little flick at the near post, I'll be hoping to get on the end of it. So I'm quite confident I can get on the end of a goal.
Is this the highlight of your career?
At the moment, yes, yes. Hopefully I'll be going on to better things, and even another Wembley appearance, which I'd like with Burnley at some other time.
Enjoy yourself, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for talking to us.
Cheers.
Joining us now are two of Burnley's team, Sean McGrory and Steve Taylor. First of all, you, Sean, you were part of the country side that came last season, but you're on the peripheral just as a squad member. So what's it feel now to be actually involved in it?
Well, last year I thought my chance had gone, really, you know, not being the commentary team, but to come here this year and be part of it and to play, it's just unbelievable, and I just hope we do well for the crowd who've come to see us. Like,
Steve, you maybe thought that time was passing you by. You're here now. Is this the most important game of your life?
I think it's got to be, but like I say, to come here at my age, especially now, is just, well, it's fitting really at my age, you know. I couldn't have come at a better time. I think you have to savour it even more, but it's great for the young lads as well, you know, it's fantastic.
Are the preparations going well, Sean?
yeah, everything's gone to plan now. We just want to get out there and do the business on the pitch, that's it now.
The pitch is absolutely in fantastic condition. I don't think any of the lads that have played on a surface like that before, it's just perfect, beautiful.
Have you two guys got the old butterflies yet?
Well, to be honest, I don't feel anything yet, but maybe it's a bit early when we get out on the pitch. Not really at the moment, no.
I think the main nerves have been all over the week, really, building up to it, wondering whether you're going to make it or not, whether you're going to fall over or something and trip up and do your ankle or whatever. But now we're here now. It's just a matter of enjoying it. I don't think we're nervous now. Just get down to what we're used to, and that's playing football.
Thank you.
So, I mean, there's no nerves once you get on the pitch, really, because we're used to doing that. You know, we're more nervous doing this sort of thing than when we get on the field, you know.
Of course, you've got to stop that man, Stevie Bull.
Steve Davis is getting himself well sighted up for that. I think he's capable of it. Steve will keep him in check, and we'll do the rest up front.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player, but, you know, everybody's talking about a £1 million player all of a sudden just because he's had a good season. It's crazy. And I'm glad he's getting all this publicity because he must be thinking, what's going on here? Everybody expects him to score an hat-trick today. So I think Steve's well careful looking after him, no problems.
How would you fancy a goal, Steve?
Wouldn't be bad, would it? You know, it'd be nice to score the winner. But as long as we win, that's the main thing. As long as we're going over the course.
You've got your name on the score sheet against Torquay, Sean. How would you like a Wembley goal?
Well, that was a bonus scoring in the league, but to get one here today would just be, crying off, be brilliant.
You're a young lad, Sean. You may come back here again, but is this the greatest day of your career so far?
Without a doubt, yeah. We missed out on promotion, but this hopefully will make up for it if we bring that trophy back for the fans.
Steve, is this the greatest day of your career?
It's got to be, definitely. You know, I've had a few good years and a few good occasions and what have you, but this must be the highlight, definitely. Fantastic. The weather's perfect. Great. Just hope the game goes as well as everything else today. Just hope it's a good game and it's entertaining. The best team wins.
There's a large Sean McGrory fan club, Cole. All your relatives?
Yeah.
Have you seen them in the stand?
Yeah, I've just been waving them to them there now, and hopefully we'll have a good day and we'll have a good weekend as well.
Steve, your party is not as big as Sean's is, but have you seen wife and kids?
No, I haven't seen them yet, but I don't think they've arrived yet, but we'll probably see them when we come out afterwards. I'll keep an eye out for them. But it's a great day for my kids, you know. I spoke to them last night on the phone and they're really excited, so I know they're looking forward to it. So it's a day that they'll always remember as well.
Of course, on Monday you've got the return home and the open-top bus. Sean, you've experienced that with Coventry, but I'm sure that you'll be looking forward to it again in East Lancashire.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I hope the fans turn out for us, but I think the main thing is we've got that trophy at the front of the bus just to show it to them.
That's right, yeah. I was fortunate enough to be at Preston last year and they got promoted, and you know, we had a civic reception at the town hall and it was great. So it's going to be nice to be able to do that again this year. Very lucky.
Still quietly confident, lads?
Yeah, we'll give a good show.
Yeah, I think the serves will suit us because we do like to play football. I think at times this season, on bad pitches, we've tended to try and play too much football and we've been hustled off the ball and what have you. But on a pitch like this, you know, it's made for playing football. I think it'll suit our game.
Good luck, lads. Thanks for talking to us. Peter, it's not a completely new experience for you, having been here twice before, but still a great occasion.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, both sets of supporters have been absolutely fantastic, giving me a good reception. I'm just looking forward to the game, and hopefully it'll be a really enjoyable one for everybody concerned.
It seems ironic that last time Wolves were here for a major trophy, back in 1980 when they beat Nottingham Forest in the League Cup. You were part of that side.
Yeah, I had the good fortune to come here in 80 with Wolves, you know, with quite a few good players, and was fortunate to be in part with a goal with Andy Gray. So it's good memories, but like I say, looking forward to today.
You were a winner that day. When you came with Sunderland, you were beaten by Norwich, so you know what it's like to win and lose here.
Yeah, I've got both distinctions there. I've been a winner and a loser, and you know, it's no comparison really. I mean, the winning to the losing. So you know, just hopefully after the 90 minutes, I'll be a winner again.
Your form at Turf Moor at the start of the season wasn't really as you may have hoped it to have been, but are you happy that you've improved since?
Yeah, my form wasn't so good at the start of the season, I think for obvious reasons, but it took me a while to get over it. But since then, like, it picked up halfway, and I've been pleased with my form since.
Looking forward to the battle with Steve Bull and Andy Much this afternoon?
Yeah, obviously they're a good strike force, and for all the lads at the back, we're quietly confident that we can keep them, you know, to as many more chances as possible, and we're just looking forward to it.
Garney, Burnley's forward, and Ian Britton, the midfielder. George, how do you feel?
I feel absolutely great. I'm looking forward to it.
Ian?
It's more emotional for me, like, I feel tremendous. I don't feel nervous at all.
Now, you were here with Bolton Wanderers against Bristol City a few years back. How does today compare?
Well, obviously I don't know yet. You know, it's looking good though, and hopefully we'll get the right result today.
It's the first time you've been here, Ian?
Playing, yes. Been a couple of times to watch, but I think this is even better. It's got to be the best day of my life.
You just had a look across the playing surface. You don't come across much better, do you not?
There's none better anywhere. None better anywhere. It's absolutely superb. You know, it's brilliant to play on.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. I mean, it looks tremendous, doesn't it?
George, you fancy yourself for a goal this afternoon still?
Yes, I'm still looking for the winner. Still looking for the winner.
And if you can't come up with it, perhaps Ian can.
I definitely will anyway. I'll score, I'm confident.
Good. Have you been happy with the preparations all in?
Yeah, we've had a good time. We've trained hard and we've enjoyed it. Now it's down for the serious work now, the game.
Yeah, as George says, we've trained hard, and I think everybody's well prepared for this. I think we're all G'd up, and hopefully we'll take the back to Burnley.
Well, lads, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Chris Pearce and Paul Comstead, the big day has arrived at last.
Brilliant. It's unbelievable, the atmosphere here at the moment. And there's going to be a lot more people by the time we kick off. We've been told about 90,000 going to be on. And this is just one incredible feeling, you know, to have as a footballer. Superb.
How do you feel, Paul?
Same as Chris, really. I never expected it to be anything like this. It's quite unbelievable, really. The crowd, just echoes around here. It's unbelievable.
You're fully confident on Friday morning at the champagne breakfast. Are you still confident?
Quietly confident, yeah. I think if we play it like we can play, we'll win today.
Are you still quietly confident, Chris?
Yeah, we're quite confident. You know, we've had not much to the press, so hope it'll all go well for us on today.
The preparation so we can go okay?
Yeah, well, you know, we set off early Friday morning, you know, a bit of a laugh. We've had a good split right the way through the weekend, so hopefully we can just finish it off this afternoon.
Some other support around the stadium, Paul.
Yes, like I say, it's quite unbelievable. You come out the tunnel light and you just see those at the far end. Quite unbelievable. I've never done anything like this before, and it's, you know, like I say, it's quite remarkable, really.
Have you seen all your family up in the stand?
Yeah, just waiting for
I've seen the wives up there.
The wives have just come in now.
Yeah, they're all waving the wives up there. Yeah.
The parents have come in. Saw my mum and dad before. The parents are all in. The wives have just come in now. So.
And you're in the dressing room.
Yeah, see you later.
Well, Phil, not directly involved, but you must be enjoying the atmosphere.
Sorry?
You must be enjoying the atmosphere.
Ah, unbelievable, yeah, brilliant. Couldn't have expected this.
You feel in a way a little disappointed that you're not going to be figuring?
Yeah, very disappointed actually, yeah. Very upset, like, but yeah. It's not many times in a lifetime you get to come to Wembley for a game like this.
Looking at the game, how do you feel it will go?
Sorry?
How do you feel the game will go?
It's going to be tight. It's not going to be easy either way. But I think I fancy us. I didn't rate Wolves that highly when they played us twice this season. So I think an early goal and we should be all right.
Can you stop Steve Bull?
Yeah, well, I think we've got the if there's two defenders in the division who'll do it, I think it's Steve Gardner and Steve Davis. I think they're two of the best defenders in the division. So yeah, I can't see any problems with Steve Bull.
Have you enjoyed being part of the preparation all in all?
Oh yeah, it's tremendous just to be involved, you know, any sort of involvement. So yeah, I'm pleased, very happy, yeah.
Well, the Football League were expecting a gate in the region of 80,000 for this afternoon's final, which is a record attendance for the competition. And both sides will, of course, gain financially by such a tremendous attendance here at Wembley this afternoon. Each side guaranteed around £150,000. To the two sides, presentation involving Jimmy McElroy, Deputy Sports Editor at the Burnley Express now, and of course former Burnley star. He was last at Wembley back here in November 1965 when he won his 55th cap for Northern Ireland against England. Conditions just about perfect here this afternoon. Of course, this is the fourth game that's been on the Wembley surface in just over a week. Checks with his two linesmen that everything's okay. And away we go then for the final of the Sherpa Van Trophy. And an immediate early touch for the Burnley keeper, Chris Pearce. Daniel to Farrell. Inside to Ian Britton. Deakin. Farrell gets the header in for Burnley. Pace from Stevie Bull. Referee having a quick word with Comstiff now. He's waving play on, but Stevie Bull hitting Comstiff in the face there quite clearly. O'Garney charging down the attempted clearance from Andy Thompson. Farrell to Daniel. Deakin joining the attack. Comstiff trying to get the ball forward. Taylor chases after it. And Street concedes the first corner of the game. Short corner. Britton with the crossing. Bellamy heads clear. Deakin out wide to Britton. Davis with the header. Andy Much bringing the ball away for Wolves. Much plays it forward to Stevie Bull. Thompson with the throw. To Robertson. Back to Thompson, the left back. Thompson with another chance to cross perhaps. Gives it to Denison. Gardner gets ahead for Burnley. Daniel with a chance to clear. And Daniel does well to win the goal kick off the legs of Keith Downing. So our first scare in that Burnley penalty area. 1,000+ crowd at the end of May was certainly not in the thoughts of both sides when they began this competition back in October. Burnley in the preliminary round paired with Tranmere Rovers and Rochdale. They then beat Chester and Bury by a 0-0. Halifax on penalties, and Preston in the Northern Area final 3-1 on aggregates as Gardner concedes a free kick. Some danger then here for Burnley. Chris Pearce guards the left hand upright. He's got a 4-man wall. Three players over the ball for Wolves. Bellamy and Denison, with Robertson stood over the ball. Three in the penalty area. Bellamy with the shot, takes a deflection, hits the crossbar. And Organi clears. A tremendous free kick that by Gary Bellamy. Taking a deflection. And Chris Pearce, I think, just got a hand to it to divert the ball onto the crossbar. But Wolves now with the bit between their teeth as Much gets the ball across goal. Pearce punches clear. And McGrory gets the ball upfield. Ali Robertson in well for Wolves. Gardner's beaten in the air. In October 1986. Thompson heads clear. Britton back to Peter Daniel. Daniel plays the ball forward looking for Taylor. Thompson intercepts and Denison gets the ball up to the halfway line. Denison, chance to attack Peter Daniel. Cuts inside him, still Robbie Denison. Gardner blocks the shot. Only Organi up for Burnley. Power forward looking for Steve Taylor, but it's over him. And Bellamy gets the ball back to Mark Kendall to beat Brentford, Peterborough and Torquay all at home. And then beat Notts County in the two-legged Southern final. Much with Davis in close attention. Still Andy Much. Comstiff going back to defend for Burnley. And a very cheeky bit of play there by Paul Comstiff. I think most players would have just been happy to clear the ball right-footed upfield, but Comstiff decided to do a cheeky left-footed back pass. Bellamy forward for Wolves to Bull. Robinson, but Much is caught offside. O'Garney wins the ball in the air for Burnley, but Taylor can't get on the end of it. Holmes forward, Deakin in quickly. Steve Davis plays the ball forward. O'Garney heads on, but once again Taylor just can't get on the end of it. Lloyd Street wins the ball clear. Street waving his arms at his forwards. Bellamy plays the ball to Robinson. Davis goes across to cover and concedes the corner. So Wolves have their first corner of the afternoon. Floyd Street comes forward from the centre of defence to take up a position on the near post. Andy Much standing in front of Chris Pearce. Street with the flick on. It's over the top of everybody. Bull returns it, and it's a goal for Wolves. As Burnley failed to clear. Corner played into the near post. Street got the flick on. The ball went to the far post. Burnley couldn't clear, and Andy Much has opened the scoring for Wolves. The legs of Robbie Dennison, Northern Ireland international, who made his debut recently against France at Windsor Park. Davis winning the ball in the air for Burnley. Thompson gets it out to Dennison, but he can't keep the ball in play. Daniel down the line, Robertson in quickly. The referee gives a free kick against Keith Downing. Britain to Comstiff. Comstiff forward looking for O'Garney, but Street once again in quickly. And certainly that's one area where Burnley are struggling, as Much wrestles Davis to the ground. And the referee gives the free kick to Burnley. Much to the disgust of Andy Much and the Wolves supporters, but it was Peril giving the ball away. Danger here for Burnley. Gardner in quickly to prevent the danger at the expense of a corner. But Andy Farrell giving the ball away badly there, and only a timely intervention from Steve Gardner prevented Burnley from possibly going 2 down. Davis clears. Downing back to his skipper, Ali Robertson. Bull trying to get on the end of this. And a goal kick given by Roger Milford. Peter Daniel fools himself there. Ian Britton bringing the ball forward, only Taylor up front. Chance for Farrell to cross. Ball still not clear. Farrell back to Daniel. Ray Deakin with a shooting opportunity. Ali Robertson gets in the way. Comstiff heads out to Sean McGrory. He wins the throw-in off Gary Bellamy. And the game having to be stopped as we momentarily had 2 balls on the field. Holmes in well for Wolves. McGrory to Paul Comstiff. But once again, Gary Bellamy in superbly for Wolves. Britton gives the ball away to Bull. And the referee gives a free kick. Denison to Downing. Britton in quickly for Burnley. Still Ian Britton. But Andy Thompson is in quickly to rob him. Robertson to Downing. Andy Much takes one in the back from Steve Davis. Referee Roger Milford wants a word with Steve Davis. Steve Davis, the player of the year for Burnley, joining them from Crewe for a fee of £15,000. Certainly one of the best bargains Burnley have had in recent years, as Robertson plays his free kick up towards the edge of the area. Comstiff gets ahead to the ball. McGrory plays it forward to Steve Taylor. He's got Floyd Street closing him down though, and Street is the winner of that particular duel. Much tries to feed Bull. Referee says play on, as Daniel eventually gets the ball back to his keeper forward in the penalty area. Gardner heads to Sean McGrory. Nobody upfield for Burnley. Taylor trying to hold the ball up, finds Paul Comstiff. Comstiff not brought down. He looks to the referee, but the referee says play on. Good tackle from Phil Robinson. Much heads off. Keith Downing, left-footed shots. Tipped over by Chris Pearce in the Burnley goal. It's a good strike that by Downing. Wolves players showing that they're not frightened of shooting from distance. And Robbie Denison will take this corner. 3 in the 6-yard box to aim for. Pearce comes off his line, loses it. Denison miskicks. Britton gets the ball back to Farrell. Harley Robertson has plenty of time to guard the ball back to his keeper. Ray Deakin telling Chris Pearce to punch the ball clear when he 4 on the edge of the penalty area. He's aiming for Paul Comstiff. Heads the ball on, does the midfield player, but Kendall is off his line quickly, and O'Garney and McGrory collide. We've got another injury in the Wolves penalty area. It's Mickey Holmes who's gone down yet again. Referee says play on as Holmes tries to crawl off. So it looks like he'll be taking no further part in this game, as Deakin skips over the challenge from Steve Bull. Comstiff to bring the ball forward. Ball breaks for Deakin, but it's a poor ball played forward by the Burnley penalty area. So Mickey Holmes limps off now towards the dressing room. And they look like having the first substitution of the afternoon. To George O'Garney. Looks for Steve Taylor. Street gets a good header to Denison, and Downing can bring the ball clear. Sean McGrory back to Ray Deakin. Deakin forward, but there's nobody there. Poor header by Thompson to Ian Britton. Out wide to Paul Comstiff. McGrory going on the overlap. Comstiff comes inside, tries a shot, and it's well wide of goal. Joined Wolves in August 1987 from Ninian Park for a fee of £11,500. As the referee's whistle goes to signify half-time in the final of the Sherpa Van Trophy, and it's Wolves who lead at half-time by 1-0. The goal coming on at 23 minutes from Andy Much, as Burnley failed to clear a corner. Ball turned back into the Burnley 6-yard area, and Much scoring from close range. But nevertheless, for the interval from Paul Comstiff. So apart from the substitution just before the interval, when Nigel Vaughan replaced the injured Mickey Holmes, all the other players are exactly the same as in the first 45 minutes. It's going to be a whoop. Referee Milford gets the second half underway. Daniel forward to Farrell. Daniel down the line. Thompson concedes a throw-in. Daniel down the line to Organi. Still George Organi. He's into the penalty area. Goes down, but the referee says play on. Street gets the ball forward, looking for Much. Still Much in possession. Davis gets the ball back to Chris Pearce. Could be going their way. Britain takes a free kick to his captain, Ray Deakin. Davis gets the header in, and a tremendous catch there by Mark Kendall. Under pressure from Steve Taylor. Taylor leaving a leg there and catching the Wolves keeper. Davis beats Much in the air. Vaughan heads forward. Vaughan takes a return from Much. And the free kick given against Steve Gardner for the foul on Nigel Vaughan. More danger here for Burnley at a set piece. Gary Bellamy, who had that tremendous strike from a similar position at the other end of the field in the first half, standing over this ball. Robinson and Gallagher. Quick discussion about what's going to happen. The wind blows the ball a little bit farther forward. Phil Robinson replaces it. Looks like perhaps Gary Bellamy is going to try his luck at goal. In fact, it's Dennison. And a tremendous goal by Robbie Dennison from the free kick. 6 minutes into the second half. A delightful strike from the free kick, and the Ulsterman is jubilant. So Burnley then with it all to do. 2 goals down now. Manager Brian Miller perhaps must be thinking of bringing a substitute on. As Bellamy brings Taylor down for a free kick. Street clears upfield to Stevie Bull. Bull forward looking for Andy Much. Davis finds Daniel. It's given away by Daniel. Danger here for Burnley, but Daniel eventually recovers. Finds Steve Gardner. Oh, very fortunate Gardner there. Bellamy heads forward. Britain to Comstiff. Dennison and Robinson tackling well for Wolves, but Comstiff finds his captain, George Organi. Organi back to McGrory, chance to get the cross in. Taylor, and it's just over. So Daniel heads forward. Britain Downing plays the ball forward. Linesman flag on this side is up for offside against Andy Much. Daniel forward looking for Organi. Bellamy heads clear. Farrell's there for Burnley. Farrell out wide to Organi. Organi gets the ball into the middle. Comstiff gets a header in, and it's off the top of the crossbar. So that's twice in the last few minutes. Burnley have almost got back into this game with centres directed to the far post, and Burnley are now going to make their substitution. Referee hasn't spotted it. Dennison, the scorer of the second Wolves goal. Glorious ball forward, looking for Bull. Pierce off his line quickly to collect. Francis captain Ray Deakin. Forward looking for George O'Garney. Bellamy gets the ball back to Mark Kendall. It will be Sean McGrory who comes off when the ball next goes dead, as Bull finds Jackie Gallagher. Gallagher to the other sub, Nigel Vaughan. Danger here for Burnley. Davis heads clear. Vaughan fouls Peter Daniel, and now Burnley can make the substitution with 16 minutes of the second half gone. It's Sean McGrory who comes off, and Leighton James who comes on. So James, the former Welsh international, whose appearances have been limited to replacing injured and suspended colleagues so far this season, has a chance now perhaps to restore some glory to Burnley as Comstiff takes up this next attack. Still Comstiff battling away on that far side. It goes for the bar line, but can't keep the ball in play. Much beats Davis in the air. Bull finds Much. Dennison free on this side, but Deakin got a good head in for Burnley. O'Garney gives Leighton James a first touch. James to Ray Deakin. Taylor in the middle. O'Garney back to his skipper. Inside for Leighton James. Back to Deakin. But Larsman's flag is up. The ball out of play. Burnley doing their best then to get back into this game. Just under half an hour of it to go now. And perhaps Leighton James brought on to try and get round the back of the Wolverhampton back four and create one or two more scoring opportunities for the likes of O'Garney and Taylor. Farrell, James forward to O'Garney. He's got Britton scurrying in front of him, finds Leighton James. James beats two men, still with Leighton James, gets a toe to the ball, but Kendall's off his line to collect. So James immediately making an impact on this game. Gallagher forward looking for Stevie Bull. Davis in there well for Burnley. Britton loses out to Robinson. Dennison to Nigel Vaughan. Farrell in quickly for Burnley. Comstiff finds George O'Garney. Got Taylor free on this near side. Taylor now against Floyd Street. Still Steve Taylor goes for the byline and wins the corner. The fourth Burnley corner of the afternoon. It's going to be Leighton James who'll take it. No doubt be trying to aim for the near post where Farrell and Comstiff are congregated. Headed off the line by Keith Downing. Gallagher back to that man Downing who saved Wolves on that particular occasion. Bull looks for Andy Much. Gardner's across covering for Burnley and gets the ball back. Street forward looking for Steve Bull. Gardner coming across to mark him. Dennison in acres of space. And it's just wide from Phil Robinson. The Burnley defence ripped open there by a Super Bowl. Free kick. 6 in the penalty area for Burnley, including Steve Davis. Comstiff wins the ball and Bellamy concedes the corner. Corner number 5 then for Burnley. Keith Downing had to head off the line from the last corner. What can Leighton James do with this one? Comstiff is beaten by Bellamy. Deakin in to find Paul Comstiff, comes off Bellamy. Ball breaks for Leighton James. Cross blocked by Andy Thompson. O'Garney with Bellamy in close attention. Still George O'Garney. Well, it's across the face of the goal, behind Steve Davis. Davis trying to go around Jackie Gallagher. And wins another corner for Burnley. Leighton James goes across to the right to take it. Wolves just leaving Andy Much up. He's marked by Steve Gardner. James to take this corner, left-footed, into the near post. Comstiff gets a flick on, but there's nobody at the far post to take advantage, and Floyd Street can bring the ball away for Wolves. Stevie Bull in space in the middle. Street was looking to find him, but Britton intercepted. Dennison, Comstiff is in quickly for Burnley. Gallagher plays the ball forward, but Nigel Vaughan offside. Approximately 20 minutes of the game remaining, and Burnley certainly having more of the game in this second period. We just can't find the back of the net at the moment. Throws out to Daniel. Comstiff in space. Out to Leighton James. First time ball to Deakin. Comstiff. He's got O'Garney out wide. Britton going in front of him. O'Garney. And another corner to Burnley. Britton peels away. Daniel takes it. And O'Garney just heads wide at the far post as Mark Kendall came off his line. It's put under severe pressure by Paul Comstiff. O'Garney gets away from Thompson, still George O'Garney, but a good tackle from Robbie Dennison. Taylor fights the ball back for Burnley, still Steve Taylor. Andy Farrell out wide to Leighton James. 4 in the penalty area to aim for, still with Leighton James. And it's just wide of the far post, so Garney was unable to get on the end of it. Looses out to a combination of Gallagher and Bellamy. Gardner to Ian Britton. Short to Leighton James. James out wide to Ray Deakin. Deakin forward to Britton, no offside. Bellamy clears that particular cross. James with a chance to get the ball into the penalty area again. Short to Ian Britton. Farrell. Britton goes down. Referee says play on as Thompson gets the ball back to his keeper. And a chance for Jackie Gallagher on the break for Wolves. Inside to Nigel Vaughan. Deakin in with a splendid challenge for Burnley. Farrell to Steve Taylor. Downing closing him down, illegally so. Burnley will have the free kick. Daniel with the free kick to Comstiff. Oh, and it's just over the top. Paul Robinson, still Robinson in possession. Torp pokes the ball forward. Gardner clears. Dennison, Much plays the ball in. Davis just gets a header to the ball. Vaughan plays the ball into the far post. Andy Much hits the post. Deakin wins the ball for Burnley. Finds Leighton James. James wins a throw-in off Robbie Dengrimen from Molineux. whistle, Wolverhampton Wanderers have won the Sherpa Van Trophy, defeating Burnley by 2-0. The goals coming in the first half from Andy Much, and then 6 minutes into the second half, Robbie Dennison curling in a delightful free kick to give Wolves a 2-goal advantage. And despite a spirited comeback in the second half, in which their efforts certainly deserved a goal, Burnley couldn't quite find the back of the net. Paul Comstiff came the nearest when he met a Peter Daniel free kick, but headed the ball over the top of Mark Kendall's goal. And at the end, Andy Much almost snatched a second goal for him and a third goal for Wolves as they showed themselves. As Ray Deakin leads his side up to the rail box. So in the end, it's not to be for Burnley. As they receive sympathetic round of applause. Side up the Wembley steps, which of course have now significantly reduced, to receive the Sherpa Van Trophy. Shows it to the travelling Wolverhampton supporters, whilst Burnley starts their lap of honour. Meanwhile, the Wolves players are about to start their lap of honour. Floyd Street just being brought to one side. As the Wolves players now go to the mass ranks of the Fleet Street photographers for the just starting to come round to this side of the ground. The Burnley players so exhausted at the moment, but their afternoon, in which certainly nobody will forget it. Ian Britton down below us with a banner and a claret and blue hand as the Wolves players now start to lap them. And Paul Comstiff mingling in with the Wolverhampton lap of honour. Keeper Mark Kendall trying to hide the trophy. Chris Pearce and Paul Comstiff, two great friends off the field, their arms around each other now.
Right.
Marjorie, there, look.
Where?
Oh, it's you asking the wave. You know them asking the wave.
Aye.
Come on, nearly getting the wave back this time. Warmer down, it's not what the hell are you doing? Yeah.
Another twitch! Get him back! He's got me back! All the drunkards of Burnley! Give it some! Get him off! Get him off! Get him off! The police will in a minute! Go in! Were they a credit?
Oh shit, here comes Albion.
Were they a credit to Burnley? Come on!
Just come do it, go back.
My God, get it Big smile, big smile. You got turf? What? Nothing there. Marley, give us a signal, sir. I'll give you a signal. The boys in blue, isn't it? Sorry, where's the punch? He's taping. Then get off.
Well done, lads. Keep your shots coming.
We love you, Burnley! Raiders! We love you, Burnley! Raiders! We love you, Burnley! Raiders! Oh, Burnley! We love you! We love you, Burnley!